So, I know this is the first time people are seeing me with a podcast, a video podcast to be exact. And yeah, you're right. I made the decision to do so because I forgot to post my season finale. And if y'all knew how many times I have had to turn around and redo this one thing, it's been literally 2 hours of me basically starting, stopping, starting, stopping, starting, stopping. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to do a video podcast, because of, dare I say it, my shyness. My shyness will come in and it will overtake me and have a paralyzing effect. And it's hard for me to be able to break through. So now I'm forcing myself to break through whatever it is that was trying to stop me over these past couple of hours. So again, I am Juanetta. And yeah, I didn't do a season finale. I'm getting ready for season 2. I already have something in the works that I'm actively putting together, and realize that season 1 didn't even receive a finale. And at first I was just going to leave it as is and just say, you know what, no season finale, that's okay. Ain't nobody going to notice anyway. Let me just pop up with season 2. But then, even though nobody else probably would notice, I noticed. And it was literally eating away at me. So I went and looked for season 2. Well, excuse me, not season 2, but the finale, the last podcast that I recorded that I wanted to post as my season finale. And I've edited it. It was over an hour long. I sat down and I edited it, and I'm still not satisfied with it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna add bits and pieces of it to this, or add on at least about 5 minutes to of that onto here, so that I can be able to show where my head was at that time versus at this current moment. So the topic for this particular podcast is overwhelm, being overwhelmed. So when I originally did my season finale, I recorded it in September. It was actually done the first week of September. My beautiful, handsome nephew was born about 2 weeks after I recorded that. At that particular time, I was overwhelmed. School had begun, and the kids were here, there, and everywhere. They were still in that summer state of mind, but also getting into the swing of things when it came to school. I'll say September, it seemed like there was a kid with a cold every 2 to 3 days in my home. It just felt like it was rotating. And it was just a lot that was going on at that particular time. I wanted to do everything that I possibly can for everybody else outside of my home, that I made a promise to, that I will be there for them through whatever it was that they were going through, anything, regardless of how necessary or unnecessary it may have been for me to be in that person's life. What I ended up discovering is that I was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed with other people's issues, overwhelmed with completing tasks for others that they weren't doing for themselves. Just, I spread myself thin and I put myself on the back burner. I wanted to be great at this podcasting thing. There were certain things that I wanted to do for my website, stuff like that. Like I wanted to prioritize myself. I was like, okay, it's time for me to do what Netta wants to do. And when I made that conscious decision to start doing that, I started feeling more and more overwhelmed, because I would actually pull other people. Like, someone will call me, hey Netta, I got this going on, I need a little conversation, can you help me out? This is what I'm going through. And normal style, I will turn around, I will put what I have going on to the side just so I can be able to help that person who said that they needed me. And I'm so used to doing it and not really realizing how detrimental that is to me as a person. Like, yeah, I can help people, and there's nothing wrong with helping people, but when you're willing to forego your own needs for another person's on a consistent basis, to me, I feel like there's something deeper there. And that's why I say I figured out that I was overwhelmed. So, what did I do about that? Well, I actually told my folks, I had to tell my sister after she gave birth to the baby that our conversations couldn't be the way that it used to be. Well, the length of time that we would talk because of the fact that I was feeling overwhelmed. Told my loved ones within my home and outside of my home, hey, you're not going to hear me from me that much. I'm overwhelmed. I can't. I got to get me back. And everyone understood. But during the process, the beginning of it now, when I said I wanted to do me, I got sick. I ended up getting a cold. I remember I was sitting down at this computer. I edited and uploaded the last podcast that is currently on Spotify. I I put that one out there. I was happy. I'm like, okay, well, next week, one more time. I recorded the episode, but the episode was more like it was, I can't even say it was a vlog, but in a sense, it was like a vlog. It was like me doing like a personal diary. And I captured some moments of the different ways that I was overwhelmed, the different things that I was doing to myself. And what I ended up figuring out is that I was overwhelming myself because I didn't want to deal with myself. It is so easy for me to turn around and just say, forget what I got going on. Like I always have to do something for someone else. It's more so a situation of I don't know what to do with myself. I have dreams. I may know that I have the time now to accomplish them, but to do it for myself, for me to sit down and I'm not well versed in me and just taking care of me. So I'm learning how to not just listen to myself, but investment in myself.
How do you, after years of overwhelming yourself, how do you prioritize yourself now? That is where I'm at. And that is a problem within itself. And this is not a problem that just crept up over the past couple of episodes. See, after you go through a storm, you clean up, repair, and rebuild from whatever destruction took place, right? During the rebuild, there was a crack in the foundation. Even though it's open, it's still repairable, but you have to get on it fast. I start making the repairs, but I don't take care of all the repairs because here comes something that wants my attention. I'm like, okay, well, at least I got it halfway done. I can take a moment, I can take a break and go do this and then come back to it. Someone taps me on my shoulder, says, hey, can you help me? I stop what I'm doing for myself and I go and help them. So what I wasn't realizing is that I wasn't protecting myself.
Yeah, that's what I forgot to post. My bad. So, with all of that being said, I want to say thank you for tuning in to this episode of Life with No Breaks. And this is finally the season finale. I've done it, and now I can be able to post it. Okay, so season 2 coming soon.